It's minus 15 degrees Celsius, and Herman has been on his feet since 6 a.m. He's one of dozens of people waiting to give parcels to the inmates of the Sakharova detention center. Herman is here for his flatmate Svetlana Tsvetkova. She was sentenced to 5 days for participating in anti-government protests in Moscow.
We've collected warm clothes. Here's a sweater and a blanket, because we don't even know if our friends have anything to cover up with. Socks, underwear, t-shirts, and gloves, just in case. The whole thing is just terrible. It's even brought me to tears. Those are my friends in there.
Over 7,000 people have been arrested since the protests began. The police have been especially brutal in Moscow and St. Petersburg. They've even taken people away who had nothing to do with the protests just because they happened to be in the area. This group of young people had to sit in a freezing police van for 7 hours. They were told there wasn't enough space in the jails for them. These images show conditions in the Sakharova detention center near Moscow. Overcrowded cells, inmates having to share the bare metal beds. There's an open latrine right there in the room. Herman's flatmate Svetlana Tsvetkova also had to endure these conditions. After 5 days, Svetlana is released. She's relieved to be back at home with Herman in their kitchen. She says she wasn't able to contact the outside world during her incarceration and was overjoyed to receive Herman's parcel.
We suspected our friends were standing behind the fence, but we worried about them. We thought they might be worse off than we were. At least we were inside and not out in the cold. The thought that Herman was there looking out for me helped a lot.
She shows us a video from when she was arrested. She and other protesters were standing in front of the jail where opposition activist Alexei Navalny was being detained. The police surrounded them and arrested them one by one.
Someone I'm close to, whom I care for, was kidnapped. Even if the arrest had a legal basis, it was totally unacceptable from a humanitarian viewpoint. We're law-abiding citizens. We respect our constitution. We're not doing anything that's prohibited. And suddenly, this happens. On top of that, we're told it's right. No, it's wrong. It's simply awful.
Svetlana tells us she didn't get anything to eat for the first 3 days after her arrest because she was taken from one police station to the next and nobody felt responsible. She was so tense the whole time that she's only just begun to realize how inhumane the situation was.
At first, I thought I would leave the jail and forget everything. But now, I'm becoming aware of things in retrospect. I'm wondering why we were treated with so little respect. And I keep thinking about how inhumane this whole system is.
Like many other protesters, Herman and Svetlana did not take to the streets only because Navalny was arrested. They were demonstrating against the current political system more generally.
We young people have to have a different Russia to live in. A Russia where we have the freedom to decide our own futures. This system, where the powerful rake in the cash and then try to tell us how to behave, this system is wrong.
Many of the Sakharova detainees have now been released, and they think much the same way. Many want to take to the streets again to protest against the system.